Have you ever wondered why something so small can stir up an entire ocean within you? A careless glance, a passing judgment, or even a missed message, all of these are enough to make us feel rejected, hurt, and robbed of our inner peace. Yet, Stoic philosophy reminds us, it is not the power of the outside world, but the permission we grant it. When we grow angry because of another's words, we are handing them the reins of our mind. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words remind us that no matter how fierce the storm outside, within us there can still exist a sky of calm, if only we know how to preserve it. Picture this. You are sitting in a meeting, and someone bluntly dismisses your idea. Your heart races. Your instinct is to fight back and defend yourself. But instead of rushing into conflict, you pause, take a deep breath, and simply observe. You realize their harshness reflects their state of mind, not your worth. In that moment, you not only keep your calm, but also your dignity. That is the silent victory of self-mastery. The Stoics also teach us this. Silence is often stronger than reaction. When insulted, we do not need to rush to prove ourselves. For truth carries its own weight, it will rise on its own with time. Silence and composure are not weakness, but signs of a mind firm enough to refuse being ruled by others' emotions. As Epictetus once taught, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose. When we pause, we grant ourselves the greatest gift, freedom of choice. We can choose anger, but we can also choose peace. And whichever choice we nurture most often will shape the course of our life. In the end, peace is not the absence of noise or storms. True peace is the ability to sit in the middle of chaos while your heart remains as still as a lake. When we understand that no one can touch our soul unless we allow them, only then do we become truly free. The journey of Tomas. Tomas was a classic example. At work, colleagues jokingly called him a walking time bomb. The smallest incident, a criticism, a disagreement, even just a disapproving glance, was enough to make him explode. What he didn't realize was that every outburst cost him his credibility, his energy, and his relationships. His wife often reminded him, not everything has to be a battlefield. Sometimes silence is strength, but Tomas didn't listen. One night, after yet another draining argument, Tomas left the house. The city glowed with lights, but inside him was only darkness. He wandered until exhaustion forced him to sit at a late-night cafe. Absent-mindedly, he opened his phone and clicked on a video about Stoic philosophy. In it, a voice said, "It is not things themselves that hurt us, but the way we view them." The words struck like a knock at the door of his mind. For the first time, Tomas asked himself, maybe the problem isn't other people, maybe it's how I react. The next day, he tried something different. During a meeting, when a colleague interrupted, instead of lashing out, he took a deep breath, counted silently, 1, 2, 3, and smiled as he yielded the floor. The tension in the room melted away. He was surprised. With just one pause, everything changed. From that day forward, Tomas began his journey of practicing calm. The science behind calm. Neuroscience shows that in our brain lies the amygdala, the center that processes fear and threat. It kept our ancestors alive when facing predators. But today, it still reacts the same way, even when the threat is just a boss's criticism. When the amygdala fires, adrenaline surges, heart rate quickens, breath shortens, and we act impulsively. Yet the brain also has the prefrontal cortex, the seat of reason. If we pause, even for a few seconds, this rational part steps in, guiding us toward wiser choices. That is why the 3-second pause technique is so powerful. Just by breathing and silently counting, 1, 2, 3, you shift control from emotion to reason. A harsh word may no longer trigger an outburst. A tense situation becomes a chance to train resilience. As Epictetus said, we suffer not from events, but from our judgment of events. Modern science has only recently confirmed what the Stoics knew thousands of years ago. The image of a calm leader. Picture an ancient battlefield. Smoke, shouting, chaos everywhere. In the midst of it, one general keeps his voice steady, his eyes unwavering. Soldiers look to him and find courage. True strength is not about shouting the loudest or striking the hardest, it is about remaining calm when everyone else panics. In everyday life, you too can become that lighthouse for your family, your colleagues, and for yourself. The question that awakens reason. Each time anger rises, ask yourself, do I really want to let this person control my mood? This small question is like a switch. It forces you to engage your rational brain. And once reason leads, you are no longer a victim of emotion. Daily training. Calm is not a gift you're born with. It is a skill, and skills must be trained. Here are simple but powerful practices. Exercise. Research shows regular activity reduces severe stress risk by up to 43%. A strong body supports a steady mind. Emotional plan B. Prepare alternate responses. If traffic makes you impatient, have a podcast, music, or audiobook ready. Calm zone. Create a small space of peace, a balcony, a chair by the window, or just a few quiet minutes. Gratitude journaling. Each night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. A grateful mind leaves little room for anger. Paper therapy. Write, draw, or mold clay like a child. These simple acts ground you in the present and pull you out of anxious loops. The story of Anna. Anna was a young mother. Mornings were always hectic. Feeding her child, rushing to work. One day, her daughter spilled milk on the floor. Normally, Anna would have snapped, but that day, she took a breath, smiled, and said, "It's okay. Let's clean it up together." The result? Her daughter laughed, the morning stayed light, and Anna realized. Just one different response changed the whole day. She not only kept her own peace, but planted a seed of calm in her child. Brian, from victim to creator. Brian once believed his life was a chain of misfortunes, losing his job, a broken relationship, endless disappointment. But then he learned, you cannot choose what happens, but you can choose how you respond. Instead of blaming, he started writing, exercising, and remaining silent in the face of mockery. Slowly, he stopped being a victim, and became the creator of a new version of himself. Silence, the invisible strength. Stoicism teaches that sometimes silence is the most powerful response. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best response to anger is silence." Silence is not weakness. It is refusing to let others control you. It is saving your energy for what truly deserves it. Peace is a choice. Cultivating calm is like planting a tree. At first, you sow tiny seeds, a breath, a journal entry, a moment of silence. Over time, the tree grows roots deep and strong. One day, you sit beneath its shade, enjoying the peace you planted. You cannot choose how the wind blows, but you can always choose how to set your sail. You are not what happens to you. You are how you respond. And when you choose peace, you choose freedom. Peace is not an accident. It is a skill you can practice. And every day, you have the chance to train it. Begin today.